Hey everybody, welcome back to Sovereign Money. I have a couple quick housekeeping issues I need to take care of, and then we're going to get into the video. Number one, I need your feedback on the new camera setup that I'm using. So it's going to be a little adjustments over the next few videos to try to get the settings all right and the background and all that stuff. So leave some comments. How's the sound? How's the picture? And secondly, I use the term guys a lot, because like 99.8% of my audience is male. If you are a lady Bitcoiner, please drop a comment in the comments below to let me know that there are actually ladies that watch this channel, because I'm pretty sure it's 100% male, but I'd love to hear from you, lady Bitcoiners, if you're out there. Okay, that's it. Done with the housekeeping. Let's get to the video. Do you actually own your Bitcoin? I mean, do you truly physically control it? Can you access it without asking permission from anyone? Because if your Bitcoin is sitting on an exchange right now, you don't own it. You own an IOU, a promise. And in 2025, with over $2 billion worth of crypto already stolen from exchanges and users, those IOU promises are worth less than ever. Not your keys, not your coins. You've heard it 1,000 times. Today, I'm going to show you what that actually means in practice. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how to protect your Bitcoin with true self-custody. I'm going to walk you through the brand new BitBox02 Nova Bitcoin-Only edition. That's a long name. And I have one right here. Check it out. Pretty cool. It's a Swiss-made hardware wallet that was just launched in June of 2025. You'll learn why this device solves one of the biggest problems in crypto security, and how its revolutionary Whisper Bluetooth protocol keeps your iPhone or iPad super secure, and whether this $175 investment is the right choice for protecting your digital wealth. Most importantly, you're going to understand the difference between being a crypto owner on paper and actually controlling your assets. I've been in the Bitcoin space for over 8 years, and I've tested many hardware wallets. I've seen the evolution from early USB devices that barely worked to sophisticated security tools like the BitBox02 Nova. I've watched people lose everything to exchange hacks, phishing attacks, and poor security practices. And yes, I've made a lot of mistakes myself. Since I retired 2.5 years ago, Bitcoin has become my full-time job. I've spent hundreds of hours researching cold storage solutions, because I believe the most important thing you can do in crypto isn't picking the right coins, Bitcoin. It's making sure you actually own them. Quick disclosure before we continue, Shift Crypto sent me this BitBox02 Nova for review at no charge. However, they gave me 0 instructions on what to say, no talking points, no requirements, no editorial control whatsoever. Everything you're about to hear is my honest assessment based on my testing and research. If I find problems, I'll tell you. If I'm impressed, you'll know why. Okay, here's what we're covering today. First, I'll explain exactly what makes the BitBox02 Nova different from its predecessor, the BitBox2, and why being Swiss-made matters. Then we'll examine the game-changing Whisper Bluetooth architecture that finally makes iPhone users first-class citizens in the hardware wallet world. Next, I'll explain the EAL 6 Plus certified chip and dual chip design that sets this device apart from a lot of its competitors. We'll also discuss the Bitcoin-only edition specifically, and why less code equals more security. Finally, I'll give you my honest assessment of who should buy this and who might want to look elsewhere. If that sounds good, let's get to it. Let's talk about why Switzerland keeps appearing in the hardware wallet conversation. The BitBox02 Nova is manufactured by Shift Crypto in Zurich, Switzerland. And this isn't just a marketing ploy. Switzerland has some of the strongest privacy laws in the world, although I understand that might be changing, unfortunately. Overall, they're a neutral country, and they don't bend to foreign government pressures. And they have a reputation for precision engineering that goes back centuries. Think about Swiss watches. They've been the pinnacle of precision timekeeping for generations. That same obsessive attention to detail, the same refusal to cut corners, applies to everything manufactured in Switzerland. And when your hardware wallet is potentially protecting life-changing amounts of Bitcoin, those things matter. Swiss manufacturing also means rigorous quality control and no shortcuts. The Nova isn't a complete redesign. It's an evolution of an already solid foundation. According to Bitcoin Magazine's coverage of the Nova launch in June 2025, CEO Douglas Backum, not sure about how to pronounce that, emphasized that customer feedback drove every design decision. The original BitBox 2 earned trust through years of real-world use. And when you're managing your life savings of Bitcoin, the company's track record matters more than flashy features. Let's talk about the iPhone. For years, iPhone users have been second-class citizens in the hardware wallet world. The original BitBox 2 worked perfectly on Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android via USB-C. But iPhone users were left completely out in the cold. Here's the thing. A wired USB-C connection is always the preferred method for hardware wallets. It's more reliable, it's faster, and it eliminates wireless attack vectors entirely. Android devices handle this beautifully. Plug in the USB-C cable, and you're good to go. But iOS has severe restrictions. Apple's walled garden makes direct USB connections to hardware wallets extremely difficult without jumping through a lot of hoops. That's where the BitBox02 Nova changes everything. Shift Crypto designed the Whisper Bluetooth protocol specifically to solve iPhone and iPad communication problems. You can finally use a hardware wallet on iOS without workarounds or awkward adapters. But here's the critical part. Even on the BitBox02 Nova, USB is still the preferred connection method. If you're using it with Windows, Mac, Linux, or Android, you'll simply connect via USB-C. Bluetooth is simply there when you need it, specifically for iPhone and iPad, but the device prioritizes wired connections whenever available. Whisper Bluetooth honestly is one of the most clever security architectures I've encountered. The name isn't just tricky marketing, it actually whispers. During the initial pairing phase, the Bluetooth signal strength is deliberately reduced to the bare minimum. So you can only connect to your phone with the BitBox02 Nova when your phone is right next to the device, which happens because in order to power the device, you have to plug the BitBox02 Nova into your phone. Once paired, the range extends slightly for reliability, but the connection remains private and encrypted. Here's why it matters. Bluetooth is inherently risky. We all know this. Connecting your hardware wallet wirelessly is like inviting hackers to a crypto buffet. But Shift Crypto approached this problem differently. The Whisper Bluetooth function runs on a completely separate chip that's physically and logically isolated from the main firmware. Think of it like this. Your Bitcoin keys live in a secure vault in the hardware device. The Whisper Bluetooth is simply the messenger that sends messages to the vault and from the vault. The Bluetooth chip has no access to your wallet secrets or flash storage. The main chip loads the Bluetooth firmware into RAM on each boot and cryptographically verifies it every single time. And here's where it gets really neat. Double encryption. All data is encrypted by the main BitBox02 firmware before it even reaches the Bluetooth chip for communication to your phone. Then it's encrypted again using Bluetooth's own encryption. So even if someone somehow compromised the Bluetooth connection, your transaction data stays private behind that first encryption layer. The device also uses random private addresses built into the Bluetooth standard. Every time you power on an uninitialized device, like we'll see in a minute, it advertises itself with a different random name, like BitBox A1D6 or something like that. After you set up the device, you can name it whatever you want. You can call it your actual BitBox name or something misleading like Alice's AirPods or Frank's AirPods for extra obfuscation. And here's the kicker. If you don't trust it or don't need it, you can disable the Bluetooth entirely in a firmware setting. Even better, a USB connection automatically shuts down Bluetooth. As soon as the device receives data over the USB, the Bluetooth gets disconnected entirely. The firmware won't even start the Bluetooth chip if you're connected via USB when you open the application. This means Android, Windows, Mac, and Linux users will rarely, if ever, use Bluetooth. It's there for iOS users if you need it, but everyone else can stick to the superior wired connection. Also, the Bluetooth firmware itself is completely open source. You can verify it, audit it, reproduce it. The code is right there on GitHub for anyone to examine. Now let's talk about the Nova's built-in EAL 6 Plus security. The Nova uses an EAL 6 Plus certified chip. For context, EAL 6 Plus is one of the highest security certifications achievable. It means that the chip has undergone rigorous testing for resistance to physical attacks. We're talking about protection against sophisticated laboratory-level attempts to extract your private keys. And here's one more thing that separates the BitBox from some of its competitors: dual chip architecture. One chip handles the security and physical protection. The other runs the completely open source firmware. You get the transparency of verifiable code combined with hardened physical security. You don't have to blindly trust a black box. The device also includes epoxy potting. Specialized solvent-resistant epoxy, that's glue, encapsulates the microcontroller and secure chip. If someone tries to physically open the casing to access those chips, the chips physically rip off the circuit board. The glue that's bonding the case halves together will break pins on any opening attempt. You're going to know if someone tampered with your device because they will totally destroy it in the process. The BitBox02 Nova comes in two different versions, a multi-coin edition and a Bitcoin-only edition. I'm focusing on the Bitcoin-only edition because it represents more of a philosophy than a product to me. Every line of code is a potential vulnerability. The Bitcoin-only firmware is locked at factory setup. It cannot be reset to support other coins, ever. According to Shift Crypto's documentation, this minimalist approach reduces the attack surface. Makes sense? Less code means fewer places for bugs to hide, fewer interactions to exploit, and fewer things that can go wrong. If you're a Bitcoin maximalist, or you simply want the most secure option for holding Bitcoin specifically, this is really the version for you. The multi-coin edition is another good option, supports Ethereum, Litecoin, Cardano, and 1,500 plus ERC20 tokens. But if Bitcoin is your focus, I ask, why would you introduce more complexity? Let's talk about the design of the device and the user experience. The BitBox02 Nova features a tempered glass display. The original BitBox2 had a plastic screen, so this is a nice improvement. The Nova's glass screen is scratch-resistant, more durable, and much easier to read, apparently. The display is crystal clear with great contrast, and transaction verification is easily done. Navigation uses invisible touch sliders, no physical buttons to wear out or fail. You slide your finger across the device to scroll, and you tap or squeeze to confirm. It's pretty intuitive once you work with it for a few minutes. Backing up the BitBox02 Nova is handled in two different ways. First, there's an encrypted micro SD card backup option available. If your device fails or gets lost, you simply insert the SD card into a new BitBox02 Nova, and you can restore your accounts instantly. And even if someone steals your micro SD card with your encrypted backup, the encryption means they can't access the data without the password, provided you use a strong password. Secondly, you can back up your BitBox02 Nova using a traditional BIP39 seed phrase, which you can view at any time in the settings. The BitBox02 Nova also supports the optional passphrase feature. This is advanced security that creates what some people call a hidden wallet. Think of it as a 13th or 25th word that only you know. You can use between 12 and 127 characters for your passphrase, as well as capitals, lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Here's why a passphrase matters. If someone tried to physically force you to unlock your wallet, you can open a decoy wallet with your seed phrase holding a small amount of Bitcoin. Your real holdings stay hidden in the passphrase protected wallet, which is completely invisible without the exact passphrase. This provides plausible deniability and keeps, hopefully, your funds secure. Some other features include complete coin control to have extensive control over your transactions, full Taproot compatibility, giving you better privacy and slightly lower transaction fees, full multi-sig support. In fact, you can register up to 25 different multi-sig setups directly on this device. And that is where the Nova really shines. When you set up a multi-sig wallet, you verify and register all the extended public keys, or XPubs, of your cosigners on the device itself, and then you give that account a name. Later, when you're verifying a receive address, that name displays on the screen. That way you can be totally sure that the address you're verifying belongs to the multi-sig account you set up and verified at the start. Most other wallets don't offer this level of protection. This way, the Nova eliminates an entire class of multi-sig attacks by storing and verifying everything on its own secure chip. You also have complete fee control for every transaction, so you have no surprises or hidden costs. In addition, the Nova also generates a new receive address for every single transaction. This is standard privacy practice in Bitcoin, but not all wallets do it automatically. In fact, a lot of wallets don't do this at all. Each new address makes it harder and harder for observers to connect your transactions together. And one last thing, the device is also available in 2 colors, midnight black or polar white. The device is compact, discreet, and built to last. And today we're going to be looking at the midnight black edition. Speaking of which, finally, let's go ahead and take a look at the device. Okay, here we are at the BitBox02 Nova Bitcoin-Only edition, USB-C hardware wallet, neat little packaging, some highlights of features on the back. And let's go ahead and put this aside. And let's open the box, let's see what's inside. Right away, we have some papers in the top lid. BitBox02 Nova Bitcoin edition, like a quick start. I love it. 5 steps and you're good to go. The official website, right here. Create a new wallet and keep your backup secret. Good. A bunch of stickers. I like it. And some legal stuff. Okay, back to the package. We've got a neat little SD card that holds 8 gigabytes. Great for backup. Then we've got the device itself. Pretty small, very small, actually. A little rubber protection for the USB-C connector and a screen cover. And this is the entire device. We've got the USB-C connector, a very small screen, an mini SD card slot, and a keychain holder. Let's see what's in the accessories container box here. Oops, it opened. All right, here's the USB-C extension cable. You can plug this directly into the computer if you want, or you can use the USB-C extension cable, which we'll be using in a minute. And some accessories to help connect. You've got your little lanyard thing here in white or black, and you've got an iPhone connection converter. You've got USB-C to USB-A. Love it. And the little iPhone to USB-C connector, which actually works for me because I have an older iPhone. Good stuff. And that's it. That's all that's in the box. Let's go ahead and fire this little guy up. Now, before I plug this in and give it and power it up, I need to download the application. So we're going to head over to the BitBox website and see if we can find the application. Here we are at bitbox.swiss, neat little website, and you can take your own time to poke around on this website, secure your crypto offline. You can buy it here. I also think I'll have a link in the description for you, and some reviews. Get your BitBox, which version is right for you, BitBox02 or BitBox02 Bitcoin-Only edition, and the app. So that's what we want. We want the Bitcoin or BitBox app, so we're going to click on this link, take us to the app, and this is where you download it. bitbox.swiss/app. That's the address. You can use a demo on here, or you can download the actual application, install it, and open it. And we're going to go ahead and do that. And I will meet you in the application. Here we are at the application, and not much going on right here yet until we plug the device in. Let's see if this settings opens up. Yes, we have just general application settings, default currency, active currencies, dark mode, manage accounts, no devices, advanced settings, enable custom fees, sure. Enable coin control, I'm going to leave it off. Enable Tor, that's a privacy protocol. Start testnet mode, we're going to use main chain. Connect your full node, you can connect your own node to this device, or excuse me, this application. and export logs, and that's it. And then the app version, which tells us we're up to date. And that's it for settings. Let's go ahead and go home. And now we're going to plug in the device. All right, let's plug this in and power it up. First thing we see is that it is dual-sided. That is, if I tap this side, it will orient the screen for viewing that way. Or if I tap this side, it'll orient the screen for viewing this way. So I'm going to tap this side. It says, welcome to the Nova. And if you noticed on the screen, it says set up your wallet because it recognized the connection to the device. Now the Bluetooth has been turned off because of the USB connection. And I want to create a new wallet on my BitBox. All right, what we're going to do is select this option over here. I don't want to restore from the micro SD card. We could, but I want to show you how to create a wallet. So we're going to press create wallet. Please insert your SD card into the device. So I'm going to grab that, and that will give the device the ability to back up. I'm going to insert it right here in the slot. There it goes. And give this a name. We're going to call it demo. Press continue, confirm name. Now, you see the X and the check? Those are buttons up on top, and you just tap on the edge of the screen to activate those buttons. So I'm going to tap the check, and now we need to set a pin. So I'm going to set a pin. I'm going to set it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't think that's enough. 5. There we go. Let's do that again. 0, 1, 2. And you see there's 3 sensitive areas on the bottom of the screen to connect or to press. So you just tap it and it expands that little group of numbers, and then you tap the area representing that particular number. 3, 4, 5. And then I tap both sides to confirm success. Now we go back to the application and it's unlocking. There we go. Now we need to acknowledge some things. I should store my backup, blah, 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 blah. If I lose it, I'm screwed. Continue, confirm today's date. Backup created on the device or on the SD card. Good. Please remove the SD card. Now we have multiple backups on that SD card. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, how in the world can I find the seed phrase? I don't remember seeing a seed phrase. Well, let's go ahead and take a look in the application on the computer to see if we have access to a seed phrase. Let's go back into settings, manage accounts, and now we have an account here, and it's a demo account, and it contains Bitcoin. You can also select and remember wallet if you want to remember the wallet when it's disconnected. Managing our backups. If we put our SD card in, we can select backups and delete them and manage them as we so desire. And right here, it says show recovery words. This is how you find your seed phrase that you just created a wallet with, okay? Then your BitBox name you can change if you want. Check your authenticity. Update the firmware. Oh, new update available. Let's go ahead and upgrade our firmware. Let's see how it works. Proceed to upgrade. Good. Allow. Upgrade firmware. All right, this will take a minute, and I'll be back when we're done. Boom. Done. Now I'm probably going to have to enter the PIN. Let's see. Yes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I'm not sure what the minimum number is for that PIN, actually. All right, where were we? In settings and manage accounts, manage device. That's right, firmware. We're good to go with the latest firmware. We have the secure chip is intact and working. Here's the root fingerprint of the account. Good to know. And here we can enter a passphrase if we so choose to create this hidden wallet. I'm not going to do that for today's. We're going to do what else is available here. Show BIP85 child keys. Very nice. And go to startup settings etc. Factory reset the device. Good. What else is available in the settings? Advanced settings, we've got custom fees, etc., and that's it. And now if we go to the portfolio, it says there's no Bitcoin in here because we haven't sent any. But I happen to have a wallet with Bitcoin in it. So I'm going to restore that wallet, and I will be right back. In order to restore the wallet, I'm actually going to factory reset the device. And in order to do that, I have to hold these two buttons, and that's it. And it's pretty easy. Click on the selection and then reset the device, and now it is done. So I'm going to tap this side. Now I'm going to connect to the device, continue. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to restore from this little SD card. So I'm going to put it in the device, restore from microSD, and it's called Sovereign BitBox. Restore backup, Sovereign BitBox. I can slide this on the bottom to see all the information. Pretty cool. Next, set password. I'm going to set the PIN, and then repeat, and the account is restored. And this should change on the screen. There it is. And now, if you'll watch carefully, it should say we have some Bitcoin in that account. It's gathering historical data. It may take a second. Keep the microSD card stored separately. I'm going to remove that. Put that over there. That's how fast it was to restore a wallet. Pretty cool. So my portfolio has $44 of Bitcoin. And what we're going to do is do a test transaction and send this out. So I have an address saved on the computer. I'm going to get that. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to send this out. I'm going to click Bitcoin, send, right here. Enter this address, enter the amount, and I love this feature, send all. Good. Priority. I want high priority with a fee of 1 sat per VByte. Love it. And that is it. And I can add a note if I prefer. I'm going to review the transaction. Now, I have to go to the device and review all the data. This is the proposed, on the screen is the proposed transaction. The real transaction is on the device. And again, we're going to scroll to see the receive address and verify that that is the right amount. Then I go to the next, I press the X. That is one thing that I've noticed, that these areas are very sensitive, and sometimes I hold the device and mistakenly press a button, so I'm glad I noticed that, or did that actually. Let's try that again. Send, all, high, review, and let's stay away from that button. I'm going to press next, total, fee, excellent. I have to squeeze the sides. Transaction confirmed, and it has been sent. Done. And this should empty out very soon. Let's go back to portfolio, and there it is, $0. That was really easy. That's it. Transaction sent. Your keys never touch the computer. Everything was verified on the secure screen. No malware on your computer could have changed the destination or the amount without you seeing it on the device. The BitBox02 Nova edition solves a core problem in the cryptocurrency space: true ownership. When your Bitcoin sits on an exchange, you're trusting that company's security, their solvency, their honesty, and their ability to withstand attacks from nation-state attackers with unlimited resources. With the BitBox02 Nova, you control the keys, you control the Bitcoin. Nobody can freeze your account, block your withdrawals, or declare bankruptcy with your funds. For 175 euros, you get military-grade security, Swiss manufacturing quality, and the peace of mind that comes from genuine self-custody. The setup process takes minutes. Download the BitBox application, connect the Nova via USB-C or Bluetooth, follow the instructions to generate your wallet, back up to the SD card or write down your words, and boom, you're your own bank. The Bitcoin-only edition is perfect for long-term holders. Is it perfect? No device is. You still need to protect your seed phrase. You still need to secure a PIN. You still need to avoid phishing attacks that try to trick you into revealing your seed phrase, but the Nova eliminates entire categories of risk that exist when your keys and your Bitcoin is on an exchange or even in software wallets. Who shouldn't buy this device? Well, if you're extremely budget conscious, this might not be for you because there are cheaper options out there. If you absolutely need support for obscure altcoins like Fartcoin or Poopcoin or something like that, you'll need a multi-chain wallet with broader altcoin support, although the multi-coin edition of the Nova does support most major blockchains. But for more serious Bitcoin holders, especially iPhone users, the Nova hits the sweet spot of security, usability, and peace of mind. In conclusion, we've covered the BitBox02 Nova Bitcoin-only hardware wallet today. Swiss-made quality with EAL 6+ certification, Whisper Bluetooth protocol, bringing secure iPhone compatibility, dual-chip architecture, combining open-source transparency and physical security, Bitcoin-only firmware, reducing the attack surface through minimalist design, real-world protection against the billions being stolen from exchanges and compromised wallets just this year alone. This isn't just a gadget, it's insurance. It's the answer to the question I asked in the beginning. Yes, you can actually own your Bitcoin. If this video helped you understand hardware wallet security, hit the subscribe button and the like button while you're down there. Go ahead and leave a comment below about your thoughts about this really neat wallet that I really strongly recommend for Bitcoin users. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay sovereign. I'll see you in the next video.